For more on these EU tariffs, we're joined by Xing Lei. He is the co-host of China EVs and More podcast and founder of AutoXing, a former chief editor of China Auto Review. Thanks very much for joining us. Let's get kind of right to it. Tell me what you believe the impact is going to be if these EU tariffs that have gone into effect remain permanent. Right now, they're supposed to stay until at least October, and after that, then what?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning from Beijing. Well, this creates a speed bump for the Chinese automakers rather than the wall that's been put up by the US with the 100% tariff. So this is a speed bump, especially considering the aspirations of these Chinese automakers trying to go global, and with Europe being the second largest NEV market in the world. But this speed bump is bigger for some, smaller for others.
Right. Meaning that some of the car manufacturers are going to have to pay a lot more than others.
Exactly.
As I mentioned, this goes into effect now. And then, as I understand it, some 65% of the EU has to vote one way or the other, and then they could become permanent. So what is your feeling? Do you believe that these could become permanent?
Yes, I think they're very well likely to become permanent. So far, I think France, Italy, and was it Spain?
Yes.
Yeah, representing 40% of the population are in favor of this. But if you look at the 208-page document that was published by the EU Commission, I mean, it goes really into major details about how they reach these conclusions. So I think over the next 4 months, talks will be ongoing, but I don't expect major concessions in terms of these tariff rates.
Okay, so let's talk about the consumers, because every consumer wants the best, most inexpensive vehicle he or she can buy. What is this going to do to consumers?
Well, and those are coming from China, if you don't believe it, right? So as I'm here, every day looking at the vehicles on the roads, these manufacturers that are trying to export into Europe, they're going to have to eat up that tariff and increase prices, which for the consumers is they'll have to pay more out of pocket. So, affordability, availability, tech-rich, these products are coming from China.
Okay, and now Germany is supporting China in this. They would like to see more Chinese EVs come in without these punishing tariffs. Talk about Beijing's reaction. Where are they going to go? What markets will China look to now? And is this having a significant impact on China's long-term EV strategy? You talked about the 100% tariffs that the United States wants. So clearly they want to go to an area like Europe where they have a lot of environmentally conscious consumers, and it's a target-rich environment. But if they put up and add another 35 to 20% on every vehicle, it could price a lot of them out of the market.
Yeah, if you look at the list of countries or regions that the Chinese automakers with aspirations to export to, US will be last on that list, and Europe, the EU bloc, will be second to last. And these are major markets. So given the current, environment, I think if you're going to look at Southeast Asia, North Africa, Middle East, South America, these are regions where the Chinese automakers will not only export, but produce locally as they go abroad. So, I mean, there's the overall strategy, I think, of China and the Chinese automakers, I don't think they're changing. It's just a matter of tweaking, the time and the trajectory and the time frame with which they're targeting.
And one other thing, clearly a lot of these countries would like to see Chinese factories within their country, so they're trying to force China's hand. Do you think that will happen at all?
Well, this has been happening anyways, I think globally, whether you talk about the China or you talk about the foreign manufacturers producing in China. It's just natural for companies going global to build locally. And BYD, for example, has been preparing to build a Hungarian plant even before this tariff came out. So I think it's only a matter of time that you see local for local. It's only the natural approach.